Bop! Howdy, hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here with TruBluBlur.
Long time no see.
So, in the last episode, we're having a very fascinating discussion about the theory of mind and the concept of language and how it's formed by that mind. And
Yes,
now
indeed.
in our this is part 86 of our, of our podcast about deep philosophical, metaphysical concepts.
Right.
Now, I think I was saying before that my theory of mind, or the way that I form words, the way that I interact with the world and communicate ideas to people, is there's almost literally, I don't exactly see, but the English language almost forms the entire sentence or paragraph that I'm about to say. And I have a very good idea of what I'm about to say in a literal sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not very good at memorizing things.
Yeah.
But I'm very good at, like, on the fly coming up with whole paragraphs, basically. So, but and then I have to funnel that through this mouth orifice that just cannot communicate. Wow, that is a floating head.
Frickin', I know it's a blue rupee. Stupid. That got me hurt.
Oh man. So it's because, like, the mouth is not a very efficient organ for communicating ideas, but it's all I have. And so sometimes, like, even though I have these full paragraphs formed in my head of what I'm going to say, my mouth can't say them fast enough for the thought to get out, and so I forget that the paragraph just goes away because I have ADD. And so, or if somebody is, like, interrupting it or whatever, like, sometimes it disappears.
Yeah.
You have a very different thought process.
Extremely. Very different. Yes.
Very, very different. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything.
So, like, the best way I can describe it is to, I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, but best way to describe it is to imagine, like, an ink block, or an ink blot, like you would see at a therapist.
Yeah, like a Rorschach test.
Right.
Yeah.
With watercolor colors in it, all kinds of different colors, and each shape and blob and color represents various different words. Or, well, not even words, but they represent different concepts.
Concepts, yeah.
And then I have to take those concepts and form them together into a string of consciousness, and then turn that into an English sentence.
Wow.
And that's how I think. And my memories are basically video format from the third person. It's easier for me to imagine actual images and videos than it is for me to imagine words.
Wow. That's so when you read something in a book, like what is the process that happens in your mind when you, like, read, I don't know, like a sentence, or when you see a tweet or something, like,
yeah,
what is that process?
I am a comparatively slow reader, specifically because when I read, the words are going into my head and then immediately being translated into a video.
Wow.
Like, when I'm reading a fiction story, I read the words in real time as they would be happening. Like, if two people are talking, the speech happens at the actual speed in my head that it would if they were actually saying it out loud. And the same is true for actions and such. If people are doing a bunch of stuff, then I can't read any faster than the stuff actually takes to complete. Like, if they're running across a field or something, I have to picture them running across the field. And I can't really manage to move on to the next thing until I've finished picturing that.
So, like, if you're reading, like, a book or something, do you have to, like, stop and let, like, the image play out before you can continue reading the next part or something?
I'm physically capable of reading the next words, but I will not comprehend them if I read them too early.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me it's kind of, because I don't read very often, I'm trying to read more.
Yeah.
I'm reading a lot of, like, most of the things I prefer to read are not fiction.
For sure.
So if it's
fair.
It's very dry things.
Yeah, then that does make it harder to read, even if it's what you like.
Right. So when I read, like, I think my problem is because I have ADD, everything is so slow.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And so when I'm reading a book, the information's being presented in such a way that's just not how do I word this?
Not engaging, perhaps?
It's not enough of a stimulus.
Yeah.
So the stimulus itself is not engaging enough to keep my attention because I'm constantly seeking that dopamine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of ADD, because you're resting dopamine is at a lower point than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly searching for that new novel thing that's going to keep your attention.
Yeah, for sure.
And so literally, like, when I'm at work, for example, I work from home, I have to have my laptop sitting in front of me with, like, Twitter or something going. And I have to, like, scroll through Twitter, like, as I'm working in order for me to, like, focus. Just because I have to have enough stimulus. Otherwise, I'm bored. And, like, so it's my mind just goes so fast, you know?
For sure. In case anyone's wondering why I'm, like, wandering around this area, I'm looking for that wolf. I just did the howling thing, and I'm pretty sure this is the spot that it said it was going to show up on the map.
This is
Nope, this is not the spot. I'm in the wrong place.
Oh, this is why Skyrim introduced quest markers.
Yeah.
Which are good and bad.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I'm close to the right place, but this isn't quite right. I don't think I can actually go there yet.
Where are you trying to get to?
Where the wolf head.
Oh, the wolf head.
But
okay.
you see, there's no connecting road
maybe
there.
Maybe you can now.
I think it might be too early. I'll try.
Yeah.
I understood the map when I first looked at it.
So does the map show areas that you've been, or it's just everywhere that you can travel?
It shows areas where you've been. Oh, hi.
Okay, so if you haven't been somewhere, then it's like it wouldn't show up on the map, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Poe.
Tis, ow.
I'm surprised I remembered the name of that. It's been 2 years.
Yes, it has.
But what were we talking about? ADD.
Yep.
So forget.
That's what we were talking about.
So the concept of language, reading a book, boredom, dopamine. I don't remember. The thought is gone. We are now lost in a sea of thought.
Indeed.
Or anti-thought, as it were.
Something like that.
The thought and the anti-thought have collided with each other and created nothingness.
They've canceled each other out. We are in the void.
Speaking of the void, it did get darker.
Yes, it did.
Here, so
yes, it did. It is nighttime.
I had a thought, but I lost it.
Oh no!
Speaking of how my mind works.
Unfortunate.
So it'd be interesting to see how, like, Omega Wolf, like, how his mind works. Omega Wolf being the other part of the Francom Bros. Because I've never really talked with him about that stuff. Usually we save these kind of discussions for when we're playing Halo.
Yeah.
Bryce and I, Omega Wolf, we have our very esoteric, philosophical, scientific discussions when we're playing Halo. So I literally just go off and talk about how dolphins are so intelligent for like an entire episode or something.
A few times.
So, Omega Wolf recently he sent me a video of like dolphins because he's like, don't forget. He's like, don't forget how intelligent they are.
You know what else we shouldn't forget? The fact that I gave this guy Bill Clinton's voice.
Oh. We meet again.
A really bad impression of Bill Clinton. Intentionally bad, but also the best I could do anyway.
Do it.
We meet again. At last, the skills I have to teach you have entered the realm of true secrecy. They are forgotten ways that do not leave our bloodline. Among the techniques I shall be teaching you are some that may even endanger you. Do you feel ready to learn these skills?
Why would you put this burden upon me? Poor Kay.
Very well. But before we begin, I must test to ensure you have mastered the last skill I taught you, the Helm Splitter. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It sounds like we're gonna be using that a lot more. There's probably like a boss fight we're gonna have to use it for, right?
I gotta do and do.
Oh,
I remember it.
You remember? What ails?
What ails you? Right. Oh, I'm supposed to attack again. Whoops.
Oh. Okay, so he didn't want you to.
There we go.
Nice.
That's the one I needed.
It sure is nice to have an undead training partner.
Right.
You know you can't really hurt them.
Excellent. It appears you are certainly capable of performing my lost art.
Wow, you're not much more than
Very well. My fifth hidden skill is the Mortal Draw. Let it be hewn into your mind.
The Mortal Draw. What is it, like an anime sword clash or something?
It's you have to keep your sword in your scabbard until the last instant, and then immediately draw it and kill the foe in one hit.
No.
Yep.
No.
The ways of the sword are known to many creatures, and some have strengthened their guards against shield attacks and back slices. Should you encounter such a foe, the mortal draw that I'm about to teach you is most effective.
Why is he so tall?
Because of the reason.
'Cause,
You
like-
must sheath your sword and cast aside your most basic of sword skills, the Z target.
You can't even guard. You have to just stand there and wait.
Wow.
You must wait until your foe is upon you. Then, before the enemy can see through your ruse, you must quickly draw your blade with A.
Okay, I don't think that the sword that we're using is very conducive to doing that.
No, because it's on your back.
Yeah, and it's also not a katana.
Right. This is an extremely katana hip draw kind of weapon, move, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is no defense for this. The mortal draw deals death. Very well. Now try it.
Wow. Yeah, because, like, okay, so he's supposed to be, like, a human being that was basically turned into whatever this undead dude, right?
I think the lore is that he's one of the old Links.
Right. So, like, in that sort of instance, Link is like a teenager. Like, you don't do much more growing
Right.
from teenage to, like, becoming an adult. So, like, Link should be about the same size he is as like an adult.
I think the idea is that this is adult Link from Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
After the 7-year gap.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's supposed
So
to be.
how did he get so tall? I mean, he's like, I don't know. I was going to think of a famous basketball player, but I don't actually know any.
Well, I mean, all I can say is that he must have continued growing a bit before he died after the story.
I guess, yeah.
Because, I mean, the idea is that the timeline split in Ocarina of Time.
Right. So
With the old and young Link going off in different timelines.
this is the timeline where young Link goes back in time and warns the king about Ganon, right?
I believe so, because when we learn about how Ganon dies in this version of the story, it isn't from Link's hand, it's by
Right.
the sages.
Right. So yeah, this must be that timeline. So this is the good timeline, technically.
Kinda. Yes and no.
It's the timeline where the disaster is averted. The evil has been defeated. Oh,
It never happened in the first place, yeah.
yes. Wow, look at these, like, Greco-Roman... Huh. My, what interesting architecture.
Yes, indeed.
Reminds me of the gamers.
Oh,
the
man.
The Gamers 2.
Yeah.
The paladin or whatever. It's like, oh, we have to torture this guy. My, what interesting architecture. I will go stand over here, away from you guys.
So that he doesn't,
doesn't
get
see-
in the way of their torturing without breaking character.
Oh, man, the gamers.
The Gamers is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Have
I used to show that to, like, dates. Like, women I was dating. I would
Yeah,
show them,
yeah.
like, the gamers. And I'd be like, this is me.
I
This-
will always love from the first Gamers just the entire concept of Mark.
Oh, yes. Oh, Mark is great.
Character who's technically there, but isn't there because the player's not there.
Yeah, so, like, it's basically like these guys are, it's like they're doing a D&D campaign, basically.
Yep.
So it shifts from them at the table to what their characters are doing. And it's like a super low-budget college movie.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
Like, super low budget. And that's what kind of makes it amazing. One of the guys, Mark, basically, the player isn't there at the table for this D&D campaign, but, like, the character technically is, and so they keep forgetting that he's there until, like, the random times. And, like, so they're walking through the forest or something, and, like, the DM's giving, like, dialogue exposition, and, like, it's just the three of them walking through the forest, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, dude, don't forget Mark! And it's like, as they pass by a tree, Mark comes out and is just in the line.
Yeah, just from nowhere.
Like,
it's so ridiculous and so funny. And don't forget Mark's there. And then when he does show up, like, there's this dispute going on with some bandits in the woods, and things
he's standing there the entire
things are
time.
about to go down, and he is just, like, standing off in the corner doing nothing. And then the player walks in. He's like, the battle is just getting started right as he walks in.
No,
or
they were
something.
losing.
Oh yeah, they were.
They were losing.
They were about to lose. That's right. He shows up and wrecks face. He's like, "Your team is about to like die and all of this. What do? I fly into a berserker rage, and he basically kills everyone."
Yeah, it's so funny, like the way that it's shot, because he was literally during this entire choreographed battle, like he was just standing there doing literally nothing, staring in the same direction the entire time. Like battles were happening around him. And all of a sudden he shows up and like they're all surrounded and Mark is just off and wherever.
Yeah, not being attacked.
And like Mark shows up and he's just
yeah, it's just like this. I think it wasn't there like this close up on his face.
Yeah, it goes right up on his face and he goes,
and his expression just goes, yeah.
And then it's like he foams at the mouth and goes, blood, death, and vengeance. And then he literally kills all the enemies.
Yep. And then he leaves.
He's like, well, I gotta go get coffee with Molly or whatever. It's like, you just got here.
Oh man.
Oh, this is the
Yes, indeed. The girl. I remember what voice I gave her too.
Please, don't worry about my memory. Just do something to help the one who set me free. Please, her.
Oh yeah, I gotta equip the dang thing to give it to her. Nope, that's the wrong pause.
Oh,
maybe.
you gotta, okay.
It's
Is this gonna restore her memories?
Sure, it'll probably bring some of them back.
This is gonna save the world and our high school. Oh, we're stepping into her mind.
She's
now.
gonna have a memory.
Memories.
I knew you once. Yes, this feels so familiar. The scent of hay.
That's what you're reminded of?
Long ago when we were young, you and I...
It was like a week ago.
Oh. Well, she is a horse girl, so I guess of course she remembers the hay. So
she is, and
just
this...
don't date horse girls. That's my
oh man.
That's my hot take. Don't date horse girls. They will not love you as much as the horse.
My sibling is a horse girl.
You were always there. You were always beside me.
Does she
Tear falls from her eye.
Does your sister love her horse more than her boyfriend or
Doesn't
partner?
Have a boyfriend.
Okay, I think that answers the question.
Real flashback.
Oh wow, this is like,
the
whoa,
actual beginning of the story.
Oh,
I think it's funny how you can see like the effect that they would have if you were to see them through the water behind them,
Right.
technically on the water. That's not
Yeah.
how that works.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a dream. It is a dream memory,
It is, but it's also just like that.
and they lived happily ever after.
The funny thing is, the remake for Sonic Adventure does that same thing.
Oh, look, it's the West Virginians.
Yep.
That's the one thing I remember.
yeah.
Well, okay, bye, West Virginian. Oh, what a...
That's the other kids from the village. Happy to see her getting her memory back.
This gift was meant for you. It was something I wanted to give you before you left on your journey.
Oh, so...
It's actually for us.
Oh, so we're...
Please, her, take it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Before I cough and forget. Okay.
All right, I'll take it. Just don't forget your memory again. You got the
got
horse
the
call.
horse
It's made just for
call.
hers. Oh, I forgot.
Hers!
Hers! It's like the Chad horse. It's...
You can now call hers, even when you can't find horse grass.
So now I just can't imagine like it's the horse, but it's like the on the Chad body. It's like the Giga Chad.
You don't need to worry about me any longer. Whenever you return, I'll be waiting for you.
So are they like dating?
They're childhood friends, which in Japan is like code for please date. You're not dating
yeah.
yet, but please do.
Well, though in Japan they're pretty much just like, please have children. They're just like,
Yeah.
Please, for the love of all that is Japan, please have please have children.
Her, do you remember what I was saying about the rod of the heavens?
Oh boy, do I.
Well, actually, it was about the messenger to the heavens who held the rod.
Oh?
The nice woman who saved me told me about it. Apparently, in this woman's village, they've guarded something for the heavenly messenger for generations, so they await him. But they can't give this item away until the messenger arrives with the rod. That's why the lady couldn't leave her village, you see. Say her. Do you have any idea who this messenger to the heavens might be? Or even what the rod is?
Not in the slightest.
I mean,
Oh, is
I
it
don't
the-
think you're
oh.
old enough for that conversation. Bye.
Oh, yeah. This is a family... My brother in Christ. This is...
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you exactly got the reference I was making. That makes me so happy. Abridged is amazing.
Yeah. So the rod of the heavens is the thing
It's
that we
definitely this.
have. Okay, definitely that? Okay.
Yes. That's not what I meant to do.
Just immediately call the horse.
Hi.
Giga Chad.
Hello,
I am the Giga Chad.
I actually need to remember
I am here
where,
to give you a ride.
where is the secret village? The place where we started this episode. I need to go back there.
Little town, it's a secret village. Where are you on this great big map? Show yourself. And the one person... I don't remember the rest.
I have no idea what you're singing. So
Well, it was from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's been
They're
too
like,
long.
bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Anyway,
it has
so we should
been
probably call
far
the
too long.
episode
Okay,
here.
yeah. I'll figure out where we are in the next one.
Yeah.
And
this
there
is
will be a next one this time.
Oh, wow. There, and not like the...
It won't be in 2 years.
That's so funny. Okay. Well, this is Frakbox.
This is TruBluBlur.
Have a great day.
Keep on running fast.